Boy, Joseph.
Oh man. Oh man. I was up early today. Like I was probably up 5 something. I just felt good. I felt good this
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
And
No, that's
I
good,
was
man. Sometimes you need
yeah.
it.
Yeah, like, oh, let's get going. Let's get going. Listen, y'all, where are y'all tuning in from? Go ahead and put in the comment section. We want to know. Good morning. Mitch is in the building. Good morning. Good morning. We got tech coach Ralph bright and early. Joseph like Oprah, you get a tech, you get a tech. You get a tech and you get a tech. Good morning,
Yeah, man.
fellas. Go ahead and check in with tech coach Ralph, man. That guy's basically going live every single day. So, he's
7 days a week.
working hard out on these streets here. So definitely
Ooh,
appreciate you, man. Oh man, this is gonna be a good episode today. We have a lot of things to talk about, but go ahead and put it where you are tuning in from in the chat below, whether you are on LinkedIn, whether you are on YouTube, on these YouTube streets. Go ahead and connect with us. We actually have a Talk That Tech channel as well. So if you want to go and check that out, it's basically youtube.com/Talk That Tech Show. YouTube.com/ at Talk That Tech Show. Good morning, guys, from Dallas. Dallas is in the building. DFW. DFW is in the house. We got Benjamin
let's
as
go.
well. Good morning. Tuning in from Denver today. Denver, Colorado. Appreciate you coming through, my man. This is going to be a
What
lot
up?
of
What up?
fun. Oh, man. How was your weekend, Trey? Was it a good one?
Oh yeah, man. It was a pretty good weekend, bro. Let me see, man. I didn't really get to do much. I didn't
Okay.
get to do much.
Okay.
Again, let me see what happened. Oh, you know what? One of my cousins, they had a birthday. February is a crazy month
Tamara,
for my
ATL in the building. Sorry
what's
to
going
interrupt you,
on,
brother.
Tamara? No, you good. Uh yeah, February is a crazy month for my family and birthdays, man. So
Really?
just have been having a lot of birthdays. Three this weekend. So I went to a birthday party, ate some good food. Then Sunday, of course, went to church and I had to go visit one of my uncles is actually in the hospital, so
Oh,
that
sorry to
was
hear
a
that.
little sad right there. But it's all good. But yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
it was a pretty solid weekend, bro. Oh, ate some ribs. My homie, he made some ribs, some real good ones, man. So I'm still thinking about those ribs, man.
Yeah.
They're good. They were
Ooh,
good.
food
Yeah,
is good when you're thinking about it
I
way
know.
after the
Yeah,
fact.
man. He smoked them. Had
Mm,
the good old Texas
barbecue right
rub
there.
on there with the
Ooh,
barbecue sauce a little bit. Yeah, man, it was good,
it's
man.
too early for my mouth to be watering like this. Oh man, well
How
I had a
about
good
how
week.
about yours though?
Yeah, my weekend was good, brother. It wasn't crazy. I decided to get out, do something different for my exercise in the morning, and I said I love basketball, but I suck at it. Let me just go to the gym real early, play around when nobody's there, and it was a good workout, man. I really was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this more often. Then
Yeah.
got some time to spend with the kids, go to church on Sunday. Woke up Sunday morning doing good. Uh, I gotta stop the presses because of Mitch. Mitch just like Trey put up those glitch Apple videos. The war continues. Mitch is coming after you, brother.
this
He's like, listen,
no
Android for
man,
life. Android in
this
the
boy
streets.
this boy Mitch, man, with this Android, man, he know good and well. Every time they take photos on them Android phones, you can't transfer them to nobody.
Oh
I mean,
man.
I get. Look at this. Look at this. This
Ooh,
how good it
ooh.
is, man. I don't got no
Flex on
case.
them.
No case, sir. That's
Ooh,
good.
flex on
You know,
them.
every time you transfer a photo from the Android to an Apple phone, I don't. It looked like it came from 2005, man.
Ooh, shots
2005.
fired. Mitch, you gotta rebuttal that. Shots fired. Shots fired. Y'all, all your Android users might come after you right now in this live. They
I
might be like,
know it.
wait a
I
second, hold up,
already
hold
know.
up. No, but that's
I'm
actually fun.
prepared.
He said, "LOL." He's laughing out loud at you. You know what's so funny? Our question of the morning actually has to do with our smartphones, and I'm going to go to it right now. Basically,
Good stuff.
what would it take for you to give up your smartphone for a month?
I need. Are you talking to me or the
I
audience?
was- I'm talking to the audience. I'm talking to us.
Ooh, oh,
I'll start off
man.
though. Like
Yeah.
for me, I just need to know. I just need to be with my family. For me, if I'm
Yeah.
going on a
Yeah.
month long vacation, right? and I know my family's good. We're all together. My job is, they know I'm away. Everybody that needs to know where I'm at knows where I'm at. And I have a pay phone. I'll just give my wife my phone. Be like, girl, just hold this for me, please. Because the best times I've had is when I've forgotten I had my phone. Have you ever gone someplace that you know you're good, you're with your family, whatever, and you forgot your phone, and you're like, dang, I forgot it. Should I turn back for it? And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to leave it. And you just had one of the best times because you were in the moment.
I've done both.
Okay.
So I've done it where, like, yo, I left it and I was like, yo, I got to turn around. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this all
There's
day.
no way.
And then, and then I've left it and I was way too far to even think about turning around. So I went back at lunch. No, I'm playing. So I did leave. I left it. And yeah, I mean, for me, I think I don't really get a boatload of like calls and texts and stuff. So I could do it. It's just more or less the easeability, if that's even a word, of being able to search on the go or like look up something on the go. That would kind of get me. But if, I mean, you didn't say anything about laptops, so you know, I'll have my laptop. A little inconvenient, but we good. I could work it, bro.
Walk around like that.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like talking on the phone is not my favorite thing to do. I'd rather be in person and texting, all of that. So I could definitely do it, bro.
Yeah, I'm not a big texter. I'll even send you a voice note before I text you. I like to hear people's voices. You know, I'll have a conversation before I text you. That's just who I am. But I totally get it. Some things are worth texting. But when it comes to my wife, I call her about anything. Like, I'd be like, sometimes I call her about the littlest thing. I'd be like, hey, babe, the kids ate?
1 second.
Like,
1 second.
Yeah. Oh, you saw the conversation?
Yeah, 1 second call.
Yeah. And then she'd be like, yeah, the kids ate. Okay, good. I just want to check on you, just to make sure you're good. All right. Love you. Bye. You know, that's just me. But for everybody else, I understand that, you know, texting is the best medium for short things. So I try my best to be accommodating. Let me go to the comment section real quickly. Benjamin said Mitch has 20. 20, I guess 20 Apple glitches, I believe that's what he was referring to in regards to the video. And then compensation. Tech Coach Ralph says compensation. Oh man. Well, let me go back to you because I know you were talking about smartphone for a month. You know, I honestly, to be honest, a month is a long time. I might start going through detox. I ain't gonna lie. I'm probably gonna be like, you know, but who would not be going through detox at that point?
I mean, 80. I mean, 80. I'm tripping. 30 days. Yeah.
He's like, I'm adding a paywall on my phone number. Oh man, I meant to say Mitch has 20 seconds to reply. Oh yeah, Mitch. Mitch.
Nah, he fell off.
Yeah, he was he's working on his reply.
Mitch like a sniper with those Apple jokes, man. He's like a sniper with the Apple jokes. He just trying to come in real quick, pop, and then he goes on to something else.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we have an amazing show today. This is our last time that we're highlighting somebody for Black History Month because Black History Month is done. We have, and I'm gonna pass it to you, Trey, because you actually were the one to highlight this person. Wait, you see, Trey, Mitch agrees. True, Trey. I'm a sniper in these streets.
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, but so let me pass this over to you and to talk about our Black History figure that we have today before we move on to the rest of the show.
Yeah, man. So, like you said, this is the last one. I try to sneak in 2 of them. Okay, since the last one, y'all already know that y'all see the Jackie Robinson joint on. Okay, that is Brooklyn. That's Brooklyn, y'all. From way back. Shout out to Jackie Robinson for this last joint. And then I really wanted to highlight one of the ladies. I couldn't remember if I did already, so I'm like, we got plenty of them to choose from. That's for sure. So I just like, let me see. And like we said, this is about Black history figures that have done something in history, not the usual one, you know, the ones that everyone talks about. These are the ones that almost nobody talks about. You probably don't know about, and that's what we've been doing all month. And so, to keep with the same tone, I went with Dr. Shirley Jackson. Okay, so Dr. Shirley Jackson, it's we were along the lines of phones and stuff that we was talking about this morning. If we didn't have her, we probably wouldn't be using phones or having them the way that we do and things that have to deal with it. So Dr. Shirley Jackson, her groundbreaking scientific research, okay, in physics led to the inventions of the portable fax machine. Okay, y'all like, yeah, that's old though. We don't use touch tone telephones, solar cells,
Ooh.
fiber optic cables. So if you got that fiber optic internet, not internet, yeah, internet and TV, the Uverse and what Verizon, all of that, caller ID. Yeah, yeah. So so for all y'all who like to
Wow.
screen calls before you answer, you better thank Shirley, okay? And then call waiting. So all of those, because of her scientific research in physics and things that she was doing in tech, that's the reason that we have all of those things. All right. So
Wow.
it's crazy. It's crazy to think that all her research led to all of those different things, and in the same industry for the most part, if, as you can tell. But a lot of different things came out of the things that Dr. Shirley Jackson did. She was also, just to throw it in, sprinkle a little, dust on top. She was the first Black woman to receive a PhD from MIT. Okay, that's no small slight right there. That's Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So
Yeah.
shout out to Dr. Shirley Jackson.
Yeah, Dr. Shirley Jackson, we honor you because that is amazing. In fact, Tech Coach Ralph said it himself. He's like, as a kid, we used to receive faxes every day.
Yeah, that's facts.
That
Like,
was a part of our life,
yeah,
you call the wrong number, you hear like all that crazy sounds
man,
growing up.
that's funny. That's hilarious. Yeah,
But man,
I was always calling wrong numbers because I always heard that sound. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, no, but that right there is that right there is amazing. If you knew that, go ahead and put it in the chat if you knew about Dr. Shirley. But if you're like me and it's like brand new to you, I would love to hear that as well. Because hey, this is how we grow. This is how we grow when we get information like this and we share it. And like you said, MIT. Once I saw that, I was like, yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, she was no joke, man. No joke.
Yeah,
It's
man.
still alive, by the way. Yeah, like
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing about it. Still alive,
yeah,
still doing her thing. Tech Coach Ralph says, thinking about it, that set the foundation for email attachments. It's like the eFax. Exactly.
yeah, man.
It built on each other. So,
Yeah,
man.
that's why, man, that's why I wanted to do it this way. Because like again, there are some figures that we hear about every single year, which
Yeah.
rightfully so, right? You want to make sure that their name never dies, but there's a whole lot. Like y'all, we only have 4 weeks. This was a leap year, so we got four in, right? But it's a lot of people that if you just go back and look, you'll see a lot of the things that we use today. Some of these people were the reason that they became what they are. So we just wanted to highlight a few of them this month. Again, don't stop. Just keep doing it on your own, right? I
Yeah.
I challenge you. Sometimes just think about it. Like, man, I wonder who's the first person to make this. Google it real quick, and you never know. Somebody who looks like you might pop up.
And speaking about Google, we're going to talk about some AI tools that can help you do that. So stay tuned towards the end. If you're finding any value in the show that right now that we can't even speak. If we're finding any value in our show right now, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and even share this with somebody else. If you're on the YouTube streets, IG, if you're there, go ahead and come over to YouTube and check out what we're doing
Hop
right now.
in.
So hop on
Hop
in,
in.
hop on in. And we're going to transition over to what I like to call the bulletin board segment of the show, where we talk about different events that we have coming up this week. And I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all stick around because there might be some things in your area, but I'm telling you, I could not get through all of these. It was just too much in this last week. So I have just I have just a couple because it was just way too much. But if you are able to go ahead, check it out. This section is actually powered by Black Tech Global, because in 2024 we are out here, man. We are out in these streets looking to network and grow collectively. All right. So with that, we're going to go to our first event here. This right now is called Black Women in Tech, Pivot to Growth. This is actually happening tomorrow. It is absolutely free. And we talked about it earlier in Brooklyn, New York. So if you are in the area, definitely get your, well, I'm talking and you can't see my screen. But yeah, if you are in the
That's
area,
weird.
go ahead and check out what's going on there. This is happening in Brooklyn, New York. In fact, if you know Brooklyn, this is actually happening at the Brooklyn Public Library, where Jay-Z actually had his whole, I want to say museum, but he had a time there where he was using that space to kind of show what he was doing there, like a celebration for Jay-Z. Same place, right? So go ahead and check that out. That is happening tomorrow. And then again, cost is $0. We have another event that's happening. Again, I can't give you them all, but I can give you some. We have another event that's happening tomorrow as well. A few tickets left. It's absolutely free. And this is Black Excellence in Tech, panel discussion, and hiring fair. So if you're looking for an opportunity, this is online, virtual only, as you can see right there. You could go ahead and sign up for that. If you're looking for a job, and it's open to all ages, races, nationalities, and genders, it's not exclusive. It's inclusive. So definitely check that out. That's happening tomorrow as well. Now we have one more event that's happening tomorrow, and then we're going to move on to the 28th, and that is community training on AI and social media. Another free event. This is crazy. And this is happening in Detroit, Michigan. It's happening tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Definitely check that out. And stay with us. We got a couple more, and then we're moving on to the rest of the show. Then we have Black Tech in Law. This is actually very, very powerful here. This is Black where business law and tech intersect. And this is in Los Angeles. This is happening on Tuesday tomorrow, and it's $35. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. It's in Los Angeles, so definitely check in with that as well. That should actually be in, I think it was supposed to be in San Diego, but I believe they changed it to Los Angeles. But check that out. Go ahead to the website and you can find out more there. We have the hackathon, a hackathon that's happening. It's going to happen on the 29th from 9:30 a.m. to noon. And this is actually going to be happening this upcoming Saturday. So if you're not watching the Tech Niche Tip Show, you can come out here and go ahead and check that out. That's happening in Kansas City, Missouri. So go ahead and check that out as well. And last but not least, and I think this is something that you would definitely appreciate, y'all. This is actually a Google event that it's happening. That's going to be the 29th. It's a careers GHM summit. It's actually virtual and it costs $0. The Hack the Dream costs $25, but this costs $0. So if you are interested in learning more about opportunities at Google, you can register for this virtual summit that's happening this Saturday from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. I know a lot of people are looking for different things. This is to wrap up programming. Recruiters will also host a Q&A, so that's a great opportunity for you to get plugged into what's happening at Google. And if you want to get more of these events, go ahead and go to, as you see the bottom there, blacktechglobal.com for more. Again, that's blacktechglobal.com for more. And share this information with other people that may either be looking for jobs, want to network, find a mixer in this area, because you never know the opportunities that are out there. So thank you so much. And on to the next. That was a lot. That was only a little bit, y'all. I'm telling you, I had to pick and choose because there was so many events. Aaliyah Oles, I'm Breaking to Tech, a friend of ours. She actually has an event on there as well. So go ahead and check all those out. And it's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a blast. Oh man,
it's always something going on, man.
Always.
That's it. It's always something going on.
Always something. And something was going on this past week because
listen, a whole lot was going on. So basically, y'all, listen, last week, y'all know we were talking about this deal, this tool, this new AI tool and stuff that, it's text to video, but like not just like terrible video. We're talking text to like crazy drone shots and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? We was talking about Sora. Well, to this week, we got news. It looks like that one little tweak in OpenAI's video, right? We were talking about Sora. So this was Sora, right? If y'all don't realize, that's AI. That's
Yeah,
someone who
not
typed
real.
in some text, and now they're able to pull these type of videos up. And so because of that, Tyler Perry has decided to halt an $800 million studio expansion. Okay, so basically, this one tool has now caused Tyler Perry and his studio to say, you know what? We don't need to spend all this money, expand $800 million, by the way, to expand the Atlanta studio to try and make sure that we can get certain shots and a lot of the B-roll and things that they were going to be doing. He says that, hey, look, AI has advanced so much that we believe that Sora has the mind-blowing capabilities that could potentially eliminate the need for location shots and set buildings in the entertainment industry. So
Mm,
it's just wild to think that. I mean, I believe it, right? Because sometimes we can make things and you're like, oh, okay, I can see this. Like I'm talking about us as regular people. Like, you might have be flying your drone and you're like, yo, that's a pretty fire shot. Well, these exec heads and things like they're thinking the same thing, right?
yeah,
They're seeing the same stuff. So now AI has advanced and just like really advanced over the last year. Yeah, because I don't know if y'all remember that Will Smith spaghetti joint that they did. That was terrible. But from there to now, it has
yeah,
gotten crazy and crazy enough to that. And this is just Tyler Perry, right? Who knows what WB and all those other production studios are thinking and going to be using as well. So it's wild to think about, and I wonder, like on the other side, like what about the people who, they specialize and they built their work around getting these perfect drone shots and being able to like go out to certain scenes in the world and capture those moments when I can do it from my desk in my drawers typing on text, typing text into the platform and come up
yeah.
with a crazier set and scene.
Yo, when I saw this too, I I was thinking about it because when we talked about Sora the other day, it was
Hmm.
beautiful. Like the images that it created, the way that it just like I just showed it just now, but
Yeah.
the way that it looked was so pristine, especially if you're looking for drone shots. I'm like, man, I'm thinking about how to utilize it for my channel, right? And so, like
Yeah.
you said, when these big production companies are looking at it, they're saying, okay, how could we minimize the cost? And a lot of people are concerned because it's like, okay, you're taking people's jobs. It's one way to think about it.
Maybe. Yeah.
But another way to think about it is how to adapt in this time frame because the world is changing. The way people consume content is changing. The way people consume view content creators are changing. And we're going to dive into that in the next segment. But just looking at this alone, I was saying, people that used to be animators, they have to now become animators and AI like savants because even one of the images I just showed was animation purely, and it
Hmm.
and it looks
Bro.
beautiful, man. And so with this particular story, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this, audience. Like this is not just a conversation for me and Trey, but definitely I want to hear your thoughts on this. And when it comes to like situations like this, like where do you stand? Because the way I look at it is there's opportunity here for somebody
Huge.
who, yes, like who wants to be a prompt engineer, you know, like if you become a prompt engineer, now you're the person that are putting the prompts in to create these different things. This is not easy. You got to train these LLMs to be able to actually do the things that you really wanted to do. So it's going to take some time. It's going to take some tweaking. It's going to take the right prompting. But if you become an expert at that, then now you're in a whole different playing field. I think last time we saw prompt engineers were making like what 150, 160 out the gate, I believe.
Yeah,
Uh,
something like that. And
yeah,
that was back when, they weren't really, it might have even been 300,000. I can't remember, bro. But
it was
that
crazy
was
money.
Yeah, and that was back when they, a lot of these companies didn't even really know what to, like what to really do with that. But
Yeah.
now, as time goes on, these more and more companies are figuring out how they can actually um, utilize a prompt engineer for their specific businesses and stuff. And bro, I'm right along with you, man. When it comes to even this, right? Like, how can you use AI to amplify what you already do? Mitch said, "Yeah, I saw around 250 to 300,000 starting for prompt engineers," and so, yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. But like when you think about it, like, okay, say I am a professional production company that makes these drone shots for a lot of these a lot of these movies and things like I come in and I set the shot, I fly the drone, I'm that guy. Like,
Yeah.
well, now, hey, add on to that skill, and you won't be out. You'll be even in more demand because now you can charge these production companies to not only set the shot, but like because you know how to like the angles,
Yeah.
like what. Hey, this is actually what will seem more real. This is um in
Ooh.
this scene, these are the
Talk
things
about it,
that you can
Trey.
add in. Why? Because like you're the expert already, but now you're adding in another element of AI to it, right?
Oh, so good.
Let's say you are an animator. Okay,
Yeah.
I animate. This is what I do. I understand animation. Well, now just add on that component. Well, now that can take my animation to the next level. Like now,
Whole new
let
level.
me set the character up once and then plug it into the AI, right? Or plug it into the back end, and now I can make that thing go. And now that speeds up my process. Now instead of just doing one animation a year, one animation every quarter, we pumping these things out. We got series. We have,
Yeah.
so it's thinking about it in a different light. A lot of times,
Yeah.
most people go to doom and gloom, but man, you gotta start. Hey, this glass is half full.
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
about to fill it up, right? Like that's how we have to think about these things.
Yeah. Shout out to Tim Ross in the basement. They recently had Kev on stage on their show, and he was talking about just how long it takes to pull out these different shows that he has. And what
Yeah.
he learned in being in Hollywood is that they might finish a show in 2000, but because of everything else that he have to do with regards to that show, marketing and pushing things out, different types of content, so on and so forth, and even legal stuff, it takes them to like 2023 to probably release a
Mm,
movie that was made in 2020. But with this, like you said, speeding up that production will change that timeline completely. So what does that do for the bottom line for a lot of these different production companies? What could it do for the bottom line for content creators as well, that they can now push out so much more content at a quicker rate, excellent content. They don't have to sacrifice quality, but at the same time, their productive level has grown by 200% because of these tools that could do things that we used to take like weeks to do
yeah.
in seconds or minutes.
Yeah, man. I mean, shoot. What if everybody told you, man, you have a great voiceover voice, right? But then you're like, oh, okay, but I don't know how to use it. Now look, boom. You can make a animation for your kids that that that's what you want them to see, right? You might not like Miss Rachel or or whatever, whatever the other kids are watching
Bro,
these days. And now you can create an
bro.
animation for your kids, but then you never know. You never know
And you
where it
can
can go.
put it
Use
on
the voice,
YouTube.
your voice. Yeah, yeah, man. It's your voice, but your message that you want your kids to actually see and learn and do, but could take off. You never know. But that's
Bro.
the things that, and that, again, this is just random thoughts, but
Yeah.
AI and technology, it's moving fast. All you have to do is keep your ear to the streets because you never know what you can actually use and what could be beneficial for you, and what can actually propel something that you're doing or thinking about.
Yeah. All you gotta do is say yes. All right. No, but you gotta say yes to learning more, man. And Tebra says, and your kids will always have that keepsake long
That's
after
right,
you're
Tamara.
gone. That's
That's right.
right. That's right. And especially the way you set it up, it's like,
Yeah. Like,
yeah. And
could you imagine? Could you imagine, bro? Like one of my
that's
favorite
crazy.
cartoons growing up was Arthur. Well, I didn't realize, man, I can't remember my guy's name. I think it was Mark, but I can't. I didn't realize that he would put in his children and his grandchildren's names like in the background somewhere, like just
Mm,
hidden. Man, that you can't beat that. Like when you're
wow.
growing up, you're like, man, he was thinking about me when I couldn't even talk.
Wow.
Like she said, like Tamara said, though, those are keepsakes that, man, my parents made this for me,
Mm.
specifically for me. All that kind of stuff, man. You just never know.
I love it, man. What are your thoughts? Go ahead and let us know in the comment section below. If you happen to be on YouTube, especially on my page, there's actually a call-in link there if you want to call into the show. But go ahead and let us know, because it's definitely one of those conversations that we could definitely have. Arthur was my show. He said, much were like, every day
Hey,
when you're
man.
walking down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah, man.
DW was crazy, man. She had the
DW.
man, she was wild.
Yeah, man. And you know what, we're talking about content creators. We're talking about how technology has changed to the point that content creators now looked at in a different light. I actually stumbled on this on LinkedIn, and I thought it was very, very interesting to share it. So I'm going to pop it on the screen real quickly. But there was a actually the company Air. Basically, what they do is they have, and I'll say this first: Air hires content creator as their new CIO. So first of all, y'all, if y'all haven't checked if you haven't read it right now, CIO, that stands for Chief Imagination Officer.
Hmm.
I've heard of Chief Information Officer,
Information. Yeah.
but Chief Imagination Officer, that was a new one when I saw this. But I'm thinking a content creator, like a influencer, they're making their Chief Imagination Officer. And I thought that was amazing. But before I go there, I saw a comment here. I just want to point this out before we move on. Benjamin said, "This is so good. Coming from an education space, working with scholars that need a bit more support, I can see this tool being leveraged to create content, like Trey said, that can keep them engaged." Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is a really good point. That is a very
Yeah.
good
And
point.
shout out to D Stone. Yeah, it was
Mark
Mark Brown.
Brown.
Mark Brown made
Yeah. Arthur.
Arthur. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
no,
yeah.
that was so good. But look at this, man. This thing right here, I had to take a moment to look at this and dive little
Yeah.
deeper into this, because I thought this was amazing. So, tech startup Air appoints a comedian and influencer, Kareem Rahma, as chief imagination officer. Rahma to
Yeah.
oversee the creative vision and brand, bringing fresh and perspective to the Dropbox competitor, which is Air. Embracing the title of Chief Imagination Officer, Rahma aims to make a positive impact on the world. The CEO, Shane Hedge, praises Rahma as a creative visionary with a focus on creative ops expansion.
Mm.
Rahma's first initiative includes launching an exclusive podcast and ebook for called Creative Air. Ebook available for down. Yeah, I'm gonna pause. We're gonna talk about that for a second. Ebook available for download on air.com, offering insights into creating lasting creative work. Air serves as a creative operation system for images and videos, catering to brand forward businesses. And this was like founded in 2017. Air works for over 2,000 brands globally, providing solutions for marketing operation challenges. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to take a moment to be like, bro, he got hired to create a podcast and an ebook.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
What are your thoughts on that before I dive in?
Personally, I believe more and more companies are understanding and businesses are understanding where the world is going. Like
Yeah.
they have first dibs, right? They have the money and like the pockets to be able to see and talk to people who know where things are going so that they can get that leg up on it. And they understand that creating content is not easy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
to be the different hats that these content creators have to use and wear to get a production done. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you have a like, listen, technically, you're a media company, Joseph,
Yeah.
right? Like you technically run a media company. So to understand those different hats, these bigger companies, they see that, oh, wow, they can do this with what they have, that they
Yeah.
can make this type of audience or this, like, all this stuff happen with this budget. Man,
Yeah.
what could they do with ours? right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the fact that you just understand it already and you're talking to the right CEO or the right VPs or C-suite, and they're like, man, could you do that for us? Yeah, I can come in, I can fraction off a little of my time, fractional CIO, a little, yeah, I got you. Let me see what's happening. Right. But it's one of those things that as time goes on, the skills that you learn are not just, insignificant. They're insignificant to you because you do them every day.
Mm-hmm.
They come easy to you. But what we don't realize is that a lot of the things that come easy to you are not easy for others. And there are companies and people who are willing to pay you for your skills,
Yeah.
and not necessarily where you went to school, but the skills that you have. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things. Like, bro, yesterday, like I said, I visited my uncle in the hospital yesterday. He was watching, it was a basketball game, but it was content creators, like not playing, but they were, I think, like hosting or hosting it and
Yeah.
commentating on their teams that they picked. But that crowd, bro, they were in a stadium, or like I mean, like an arena.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about content creators,
Yeah.
you know. So it's one of those things that people, and that was on TV, by the way, like not YouTube. They were on like
National.
actual TV.
Wow.
Yeah. So like I'm saying, these companies and business heads, they understand, bro. They know where it's going, and they understand the value that these people can bring to their companies.
Oh man. All right. So now I'm ready to go in, because
Yeah,
you said a
yeah,
lot of the things that I'm like nodding my head. I'm agreeing with it. This is why, ever since I became a content creator about a year ago, I mean, and I'm talking about seriously doing this,
mm-hmm,
I started to see the light. And I think
yeah.
every single person should consider being a content creator, because you have something of value to add to this world, from based
Man, I've
off of
been thinking
just
about
who
that.
you are and your experiences. Listen, there might be somebody that you might be like, I don't really, only thing I know is I could just teach a language, my language, but it's you teaching it, and that alone is different. Or you'd be like, you know what, I could teach the basis of how to play this note on the bass, whatever. You need to get into this space now, because the content creators are pretty much the historians of tomorrow, right? They're the ones that
Yeah,
are basically recording history. They're the ones that are basically capturing this. And now they're, like you said, I love that you said it. Content creators, especially when you establish yourself more as a business, we're all media companies. We're all media companies. We all have value that we're bringing to the table. And some people might say it's oversaturated, when there's not really, because there's so many billion people that live in this planet. There's so much out there, and your voice matters. Now is the time to start doing it, and start and trip over yourself. Make mistakes now, because the better you get at this, the better you work this muscle, you're going to be able to be put in positions that later on you'll be surprised about it. Just got to be consistent, and you got to keep working and growing, right?
bro.
Keep working and growing, and not getting stagnant, and try to be creative with the new things that you've done. Because like I can imagine, like, there's so many content, well, I'm gonna call them media companies now, content creator media companies right now, that are doing so well, that they're able to now be able to leverage that to really do what they're passionate about. And sometimes their content, they're passionate about their content creation because it's in the subject field that they're not only experienced in, but it's
Yeah,
also in the subject that they love and have a passion for. So listen,
yeah,
whatever is holding y'all back, I wanted to highlight this so that y'all could be like, you know what? I think I might try to figure something out. I'm actually good at calligraphy. Let me try to figure out how I could do that.
bro.
There is an audience for the things that you want to talk about. There's an audience for the things that you want to share. So definitely consider this. And I would even throw out the question to
Dude.
the audience. Oh, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I know you're ready to talk. Go
Oh
ahead.
man, while you get that question together, bro. Um, like, this is stuff that I just think about, right? Like, I see
Yeah.
random people and I'm like, yo, you need to get on, you need to do this. I was Saturday, I was talking with one of my cousins, and we were talking about fishing for some reason. Because I was telling him, like, I used to hate putting the real worm on the hook, like, the stuff gushing. I just didn't like it. But anyways, after that conversation, I was driving home. I was thinking about, I was like, yo, because now I can think about this in any industry now, right? So
Yeah.
you just mentioned calligraphy. I can do the same setup for somebody in calligraphy. But since we were talking about fishing, and I was like, man, somebody could literally, as a retirement plan, stay with me, yo, stay with me. As a
I'm with
retirement
you. I'm
plan,
with you.
one of them, right? So yeah, you're doing your savings and your 401k and your Roth IRA, right? You have that going on, but as a retirement plan, somebody who loves fishing, like they just like, yo, because he was talking about someone who that he goes every week, and I'm like, my mind just went. If you love fishing, something you're already doing, and you set up a camera and you just fished and talked about what was going on, right? Over 10 years or so, like you just like, hey, I'm just gonna put this up. I'm not really, like it's not my main thing. I'm just doing it because I like it and I know I can, get this out there. I catch a lot of fish. It would be good to document. Bro, after 10 years, who's to say you don't have 10,000 people who rock with the way that you fish?
Yeah.
And now, or 100,000, what? Because this is 10 years of you just doing what you're already doing. You just set up a camera, right? So 100,000 people who say, yo, I love the way he fishes, and I don't know, I rock with him or them.
Yep.
And now, company, because of the audience that you garnered over the 10 years, well, now companies are saying, hey, use my rod, or these are the best rods in the game, or these are the best lures in the game. And now you have deals and partnerships with these companies who say, hey, they have an audience that really loves them,
Yep.
and we want to be a part of that. Like, we just want to be a part of what he has going on or she has going on. And that was just 10 years of you just saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to edit. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to record what I do. I might cut out 3 or 4 hours and get to, hey, these are the ones I caught today, y'all. Look, check it out. And then keep it moving. But you've built something over time. And now when you retire, guess what? You're not really done. And you have something to do. And now also the secret thing, you never know who's watching.
Never.
So now you end up going to these fishing competitions, and you're there because of the person that you've been watching, but there's 30, 50, 100 people who are there because of you. And you're like, wait, this guy's on TV all the time. This is who I'm here for. But there are people who are there for you. And now when you go to places, now they're having you speak about stuff. It's just so many doors that open up just from you saying, you know what, let me turn on this camera on something I'm already doing. Real quick, for the calligraphy one, right? Because you just brought it up, and
You
it
better go
just
ahead and
went on.
preach, Trey.
It
Go
just
ahead
went
and
on, bro.
preach.
It went
Pass the
on.
offering around, y'all. Pass the offering.
Calligraphy, bro. You can take those pens and you can do your writing, and that's all you do is record yourself writing letters or words, right, with different pens
You can even
and
get your own
different
brand of
inks.
pens, bro. At
Yes,
the end.
and different inks. Now, why do I know this? Because your boy, I love fountain pens and stuff, right? But
Look at it.
like
Look
you
at
can
it.
take different inks, and now pen companies and ink companies send you ink and send you pens because they want to be a part of what you're building. And over time, you never know. Take 10 years, see what happens. You never know.
Come on now. Come on now. And you know what? So when you were talking, it reminded me of this comment that Benjamin made. I'm gonna go back to it. Benjamin
Yeah, yeah.
said, this would be great for education space in regards to using Sora. Benjamin, I might throw a challenge at you. I might say, what if you go and you decide, and I'm gonna put the camera a little bit bigger so you can see my face, but let's say, what if you go and you decide to learn Sora for yourself and you start making multiple forms of educational content based around AI and helping to have children or young adults or whoever it may be engage in content. You have a whole company right there that if you just did just that alone, getting Sora, getting other visual AI tools, getting other AI tools in general, which we're going to talk about next, to kind of help with showing you like, hey, this is how you get people engaged. Like that's a
Yeah.
whole thing right there in itself, brother.
And and
And
just
go
throw it on
ahead.
top, bro, because you know
Yes.
that that business come out. Then you can license it out to
Yep.
school districts,
Yep.
right? Like you can license that stuff out to school districts. A lot of times we don't realize like the books and stuff that these schools use, like people write those, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a whole lot of things, man. A whole lot of things.
Yeah, and he actually responded. He said, "Yes, so many pages I follow on social for motivational messages. Huge market for that calligraphy idea." And he also
Yeah,
said, "Challenge accepted." I would love to see it,
that's
Benjamin.
what's up, man.
I really
Yeah,
would. I really would. Just let, like, in fact, if you go ahead and start doing this, we'll have you on the show. We'll have you on the show so you can share what you're doing, so people can follow you and
yeah,
support you. Because this is what makes us have joy,
yeah.
these type of things. These are conversations we have offline. So
Love it.
so we would love it, man, to support that for sure. Tamara says, yes, I can take off like Risa Tisa, and Tessa, sorry, or whatever her name is. I know it's the one from that's the one from the movies, right? The actress, is that right? Somebody else.
Nah, I think it may be. I don't know.
All
I
right,
don't know. Look, let me look it up
whoever
real
she
quick.
is,
I don't know.
you can be
Let me
her.
see.
Oh man. Yeah, you could definitely do it. And there's so many different ideas from cooking. Oh, cooking. Forget about food. Like people go crazy for food. There's so many different ideas. Books. It like what there's the sky is the limit. You just have to be a chief imagination officer of your life. A
Mm-hmm.
chief imagination officer for yourself and see where that takes you. And I'm getting started. I mean, I'm not even there yet. We just getting started.
Yeah.
So
Who knows?
yeah,
What can happen? What can happen in 10 years?
just
And
dream.
Risa Tisa was she's on TikTok, it looks like.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, yeah.
And that's
You can
another
take
thing too.
off just like that, Tamara.
And there's another thing too. There's so many different platforms. You got to find the one that's right for you. Oh man, yeah. We got to have a site. We're gonna have to have a special for select people who are gonna be part of our Patreon family or whatever community we have, where we can just talk about this. This is
Yeah.
gonna be more than just for the Monday morning
Stuff
show.
I like. The stuff I
Oh man,
love.
get us going. Speaking about what we're talking about, we're going to dive into productive AI tools. There's three of them that I recently started using. Actually, not recently, because one of them Trey put me on a while ago. But there are some of them that we started using that I thought was really cool that I wanted to share because we could all benefit from it. So, first one is called Perplexity. Yes, Perplexity is fun. So
Mm,
we're going to make this interactive, Trey. I want you to just maybe we could talk about what we just did, right? In regards
okay.
to content
Yeah.
creation. Just give me a prompt, right? And let me like a question. What would you ask if you were trying to be a content creator today? Like, where do you start?
Okay. Based off of what we did.
Sure, let's try it out. We're doing this live, y'all. This is live in living color.
And let me see. I need some clarifying stuff. Okay. So what am I trying to get done? Like,
I think like I would probably say like this. If I want to I want to type it up. If I want to become a content creator,
based
where
around
do I start? Or
fishing.
based around fishing. Let's do that.
Okay.
Around fishing. Where do I start? Right. So this is called
Wait, you gotta
perplexity,
put
though.
on what platform?
I
Are
just
you
say
gonna do that next?
we'll
Okay.
do that later. This is called
Okay. Okay.
perplexity, y'all. Perplexity is almost like ChatGPT, but for me, it's like on steroids because it provides you recent information. So let me look at this right here. It says to become a content creator, focus on fishing. You can start by following these steps: develop your skills, build your
Okay.
network, create quality content, get sponsored. Platforms to consider: focus on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for sharing your content. Engage with social media platforms to grow your audience and reach potential sponsors, right? So that's just like one idea, right, that it gives you. But let's say if I wanted to find something like what information can you tell me about Air and Kareem Rahma, the same person that we just talked about? Let's just put that
Yeah.
in there and let's see what it provides you, right? It breaks it all down for you because this is recently, and it lets you know that he was recently joined Air as a CIO. And if you click on that, it actually takes you to different postings and links that it has there. Like it's really it provides so much intuitiveness in regards to how it functions and works. You could search for videos, you could search images, you could generate images as well, all through this one platform called Perplexity, right?
Love that.
And
Love that.
so I was actually looking up what are, because our oldest is actually looking to go to college. What are the best colleges in New Jersey for graphic design? Because he's an artist, right? For graphic design.
Awesome.
And I asked it what to do, and then it gave me an answer. It said, boom, it gave me the different ones. It lists all out there for you. And sometimes it even puts like related other topics in there as well that you could just kind of go ahead and check it out. And it sometimes even gives you articles, you know. And so this is a great tool that you could use to leverage, and it could even build on it. You just kind of build off of this one thread. So for example, if I wanted, I could make a new thread that could be strictly about whatever. And this is a cool tool because especially if you're doing prospecting, so SDR, BDR, if you want to do research on a company, say, tell me, I'm looking to work. It's called Perplexity. This is called
Perplexity.ai.
Perplexity.ai. Yeah, it said I'm looking to work at Microsoft. Or let's do Apple because we want to make Mitch mad. Apple. What things what things should I learn about the company's core values, right? Let's just put it like that. Core values. And let's just see what it gives us. It gives you it grabs everything. It looks at the history. And this is all in seconds, y'all. This is all in seconds. So I know everybody likes ChatGPT, and I love ChatGPT as well. Check out Perplexity, see as what they have there for you as well.
Yeah, because the fact that they're pulling out new, like right now, this is you can't beat that. Yeah, you can't beat that.
So recent. And how much seconds was that? How much minutes was that? Not that long. And we got a lot of stuff there.
We got in a few different topics in a few different minutes.
Yeah, so I love Perplexity a lot. And then let's go to another one real quickly, Harpa. And I'm actually going to use my page as a guinea pig for this one. But yeah, if you could talk about Harpa, I'm going to pull it up and we could just kind of talk about it real quick.
Yeah, man. Harpa is the same thing, but just a little bit different. It focuses more on content and just helping you in the research phase and more, right? It can do more. But one of the things that I love about Harpa is they use ChatGPT, right? For 3.5 or whatever you have, but you can chat with the page that you're on. You can research. You can get a short summary from what page you're on, like whatever you're sitting on, whether it's a YouTube video or an actual article. You can get a short summary with bullet points, or you can get the long summary. You can repurpose the page. You can extract data and then set up like different things to fire off after that. It's a little complex, right? They call them automations, but yeah, Harpa is just like, again, it's like a mini assistant for whatever you're doing. So say you are on a page and you're like, man, I don't feel like reading this whole article. It's 4 pages long. Well, then you can get a long or a short summary that's bullet pointed out, and you can still get all the gist of that page, including YouTube videos. So if you're on a YouTube video and you don't necessarily want to watch the whole thing, you can get a video summary, So all of these things and it's also a Chrome extension. So you can, which is what Joseph is using right now. He's using a Chrome extension. You just have to make sure it's on the page, of the actual page, and then you're good to go. And it also ask you exactly what you're looking to do. So again, different things and was that the long summary or?
No, this is just too long to didn't read, and it gave you a summary of the page.
Gotcha. Yeah.
In a bite-sized
form. Too long didn't read. And now you can go there, and then if you scroll down, it'll give you more prompts after that. Right?
Yeah. Fabulous tool.
Yeah. So yeah, great tool to again, just a little assistant, a helper, right?
Yeah. And last but not least, I do have one more that I wanted to share. And this one was pretty cool. This is for all my SDRs out there, BDRs, anybody that has to do emails. and you're like, man, this is a lot. There's this kind of cool tool called Tuesday.so. And basically what you can do with it is you could actually create personalized sales emails. You could create different type of emails that you would have for, let's say, somebody you want to reach out to and be specific about them. So let's just say that you are reaching out to a prospect or somebody and you say, I want to basically kind of recommend a local restaurant to them, right? So you click on this one, and what you're going to do is going to create a worksheet for you, and you could go ahead and you could just go to their LinkedIn page, and I'm going to pick Mr. Just for this comment, just for this show alone, brother, I'm going to pick you just because I'm like, you're here. I could just grab your LinkedIn page, and I'm going to go ahead and grab it, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in this prompt right here. And then when I put it in here, your LinkedIn profile, it's going to start generating things based off of your location, based off the restaurants in your area. And it's going to create a custom email for you right here, right now, right live in living color, right?
That's hilarious.
So, so when it does that, though, it's going to really kind of allow you to, like if I'm going to scroll the bottom here, let me see if I can get rid of this window because it's kind of in the way. Let me get rid of Harper. I appreciate you, Harper, for hanging on with us, but right now you're in the way. But like right here, as you can see, and we'll get boop, Harper, you get in the way, brother. I don't need you right now. Thank you, but no, thank you.
I think
yeah,
I think
but
you
anyway,
moved a little. Yeah, okay, there you go.
There we go. So I'm gonna go right there, and if you go scroll to the bottom, you're gonna see there's a message here, and this message right there, it actually is going to be say, hey, I had a chance to check Pekin Lounge yet. The barbecue is real game changing here in Dallas. So that one message that you could probably use on a LinkedIn or whatever, you're able to scrape from there. You were able to scrape down. Now, how much time did it take for you to kind of do that research?
I mean, you didn't do nothing.
Seconds.
Oh, you talking about on normal? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, normally that would take a while.
Normally, you gotta do a little scrolling. You gotta, get on that Google Maps a little bit.
Yeah.
Go around the area.
And even though I don't mind it, that takes time. It just does. Yeah. It just definitely takes time. So, and that's just one thing. There are so many other ways. If you want to go back and check it on that list, there's so many different other lists that they have there that you can definitely use and leverage when you're being creative in regards to your outreach. Because listen, you want to be creative. You want to take time to do different. You want to take time to prospect and do the right thing. So definitely utilize this, especially if you are an SDR, BDR. Like this is like amazing tools there. I'm not gonna go too deep because there's a little bit of industry secrets in here that I'm gonna just leave alone. But you could definitely leverage that for your job, for your work, or even if you're looking for a new, like you're trying to reach out to the recruiter for hiring. You could leverage Tuesday.so to create a personalized outreach and say, hey, I just applied to your website. Love what you did with and basically scale it up. So that was Tuesday.so. First one was perplexity.ai. And the second one that we did was harper.ai. So definitely check out those tools to step up your game.
For sure.
All right. So we have our favorite segment of the day to wrap it up, and that's our favorite, the Brown Box Special, y'all. Thank you so much for. Special. And before I even get into this, I'm going to pass it to you, Trey, to share the story. But before we even do that, I just want to say thank you to everybody for watching the show. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe if you have not done that already. We have Talk That Tech, the show. Go ahead and subscribe there as well. But with that being said, I'm going to pass it to my brother Trey to end off the show with the Brown Box Special.
Yes, indeed. Y'all know we definitely have to end off with the Brown Box Special. This is one of those stories. All right, so here goes. We had a new IT hire. It was his first full-time job. He had good qualifications and seemed okay. His first night, staff called me. He was spamming women with messages on their private phones. One woman's husband called me saying her phone's camera was on nonstop and wouldn't turn off. He also installed software to switch on their cameras remotely on day one.
What?
He wasn't allowed back on the premises. That was it. The end.
The premises. He need to be locked up. They won't let him out.
And who know? You know, it's crazy. Sometimes you don't know what happens on the back end of that kind of stuff. He probably was, bro. Like he probably was.
Violation.
Because that, yeah, a lot of times, as an employee, you only know so much. Like, you don't know the after, but yeah, I would say the same thing, bro. He definitely locked up, man.
Get him
Get him
before
out
the
of here.
husbands do. Get him before
Get
the
him out
husbands
of here,
do.
man. Yeah, because listen, man, I would have that boy head on a stake, man.
Especially in Texas,
What's
it's
got going
different.
on, man?
He be Texas
Head on a
barbecue
stake.
somewhere.
Exactly.
Oh man. Well, thank you so much again. Great show. Definitely appreciate you all rocking with us. If you appreciate the show, let us know in the comment sections below, whether you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, even on Instagram. Let us know in the comment section if you appreciated this. Thank you so much for rocking with us again. Till next time on Talk That Tech, the morning show.
It's the #1 tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Peace and elbow grease.